We live in a world where things are moving at an astounding rate. Humanity has become interconnected like never before. We as a species are advancing faster and faster, but where are we going? We sit in our beds, in our houses, staring at our small rectangle boxes for half of our waking day. This lifestyle has never been lived before. We are the first to experience our human world in this way. It's truly unprecedented times. The way we are changing behavior in response to all the new things that are entering our lives is not only changing the future of our own stories, but humanity in general. A generation ago, mass-produced cigarette smoking was mainstream. It wasn't overnight, but that changed. The cigarettes were exactly the same, just as addicting. So what changed? Our information. As the real negative effects became widespread, smoking became not a sign of coolness, but rather the opposite. We woke up to the fact that we were destroying ourselves with easy dopamine hits. We all want to fit in. We all want to be respected in our culture. So when smoking cigarettes became seen as unhealthy and uncool, the majority of people pushed themselves and willed themselves and found a way to quit. Culture changed because information spread. So what changed was the way we ranked their value in our life. Just data, just information, spread to enough people completely changed human behavior and the course of history itself. During the lockdowns, we also changed our diets. Over a third of Americans reported changing to a healthier diet, and for the first time in 40 years, sugar consumption went down. We've been trying. In 2017, water surpassed sugary and carbonated soft drinks. Consumers are pushing towards leading healthier lifestyles, and health-focused companies are not only growing rapidly, they are becoming insanely funded. We are beginning to understand that consuming a bunch of sugar every day is terrible for our bodies. It's not one cigarette that hurts, and it's not one candy bar. It's allowing the habit into one's life and letting it compound over time. The lockdowns may have helped our sugar consumption, but what it didn't help was our social media consumption. The past few years, we have gone the deepest into the sugar craze of social. They say the medium is the message. And so when you have a platform which started with a 15-second limit, users are required to try to provide as much enjoyment/fun into a video. And that sort of medium is the sugar of social. Highly addicting, highly rewarding, but simply not good for you. We are just beginning to spread information about the effects. I'm not saying social media is inherently bad. The videos we watch online have either healthy effects to our brain or negative ones like sugar versus salad on our bodies. But when you have algorithms hidden behind walls that we can't interact with and built to push whatever engages people the most, it's like having a friend who's hyper-intelligent and knows just what to say and what to do to get your attention, but they will never listen to you if you ask them to change. They'll even get to a point of being overtly provocative. Sounds like a toxic relationship, no? But it wasn't always this bad. And if it never got to this point, maybe we never would have noticed. Would we really have ever pointed out sugar if it just stayed in our salad dressing, granola bars, and pasta sauce? It's not until something becomes overtly that we realize that we need to make a change. It's the type of change that we don't really want to wake up to. I mean, cotton candy is delicious. It's just the hard truth that it's not sustainable. So what do we do? Well, let's be honest. We are human, and without the innovations of making healthy food that actually tastes amazing, we would not be making the same progress. We need to be incentivized to make this change and have a platform that helps facilitate it. In present times, let's imagine we enter a digital city from our devices. All of these social video apps represent our options of places to go. There's fast food everywhere, but the only good restaurant is outdated. Yes, this restaurant made sense years ago when we surfed the city in our sideways cars. But now 83% of all social traffic comes from these mobile devices held vertically. And if you think about the supply chain of raw goods in the world, horizontal and vertical, we are farming ridiculous amounts of more from our phones in this vertical format. All of our candid, authentic stories from the past decades have been captured from these devices. Chefs across the world have been saving the best ingredients, but with no reason to prepare a dish because there is no great place to serve it. Even if someone has this content, they make the best 10-minute film ever produced, and they upload it to YouTube, it will not get seen. Another amazing feature these new fast food restaurants have is making sure every dish that lands on the table has a chance to get seen. Something that the one popular restaurant in town still doesn't do besides for its fast food side chain. That's why Flick is entering the market.